All right, so let's check out this one. So I've drawn these before, so I'm not relying on things I did before. I'm just approaching this from a new perspective. So, um, one thing I don't do is I don't do this kinds of a thing, where you're just sort of blocking this out and doing this, because that sort of takes away from spontaneity. And I think spontaneity is a gigantic reality. I think if you can just be spontaneous and just experiment, you're not trying to draw this thing where you're gonna, you're not trying to draw this thing accurately, is the bottom line, right? So, again, I'm just gonna start in here. And just sort of see what happens, right? It's almost like I'm gonna try not to draw. And again, these are really honking. And you see how this nice movement, I'm moving my whole arm. So that is something that allows you to create and just see what happens as you do a move. Just if you're gonna draw a specific part of this, get in there and really just let your arm fly, right? Let it fly. And there's story everywhere, even in these treads down here. But this feels really cool. This is all going around to the edge. This is all the top. And then you have this thinking about what's going on behind here. Yeah, here, look at this here. This is cool. So really, sometimes it might mean that you just try drawing left-handed, because maybe that's going to give you just enough wonk, just enough sort of. Here's a nice story here with this latch. That's cool. There's the door here. And this whole thing here is crazy cool. I want to give myself a little bit of front room here so that this can all fit in here. But then these are all like lightly drawn accidents here. So again, this isn't a video of like, oh, just do this and you've got exaggeration. A lot of it's just seeing it done and seeing what I'm thinking about, and then just experimenting and just going off, trying to just draw in a very unorthodox way. And I think that is that's probably characteristic of what I'm doing here. So, and I am thinking about boxes and three-dimensional or perspective. I am thinking about these types of ideas, but I'm not letting them sort of rule me. Even this is. If I switch to a chalk brush, you can see it'll look a little more sensitive and a little more artsy related. But all you need is to put now a figure with this, and you got this cool little drawing here. But like I said earlier, there's no real like, oh, that's the trick. I learned this trick from Thomas Fluharty or something. Or, really what I did was I studied Michael Ramirez. And there's a few other artists that I looked at that were doing some asymmetry. and I liked it and stole it. And then if I painted this with in an oil painting, all of a sudden it looks really cool. But you can see where even this little trim here at the top is it's extending, and I dig it wrapping around, right? And I dig that, man. In the words of Sammy Davis Jr. And I dig that, man. Okay, so this is feeling cool. This goes back, and then you got this here, right? So you can see I'm just sort of throwing this in awkwardly, like it's not matching perspective, but I don't care. And I guess that's sort of like, can you get to a place where you don't care? And then there's these little buttons here, but then you got this huge, cool story right here. I mean, you literally could do this. This is, if I was going to whale through this sucker and draw this sucker and start painting it, it could look like this. It's pretty cool. Just by a few moves right there. Bam! Right there. That's freaking cool, dudes. I dig it. Again, you know, it's like I don't have to invent the wheel. I can just pick things that intrigue me, right? And so and all I'm doing is lassoing and then just sort of filling that in. But all of a sudden you got this really cool drawing that's happening. You know, I haven't even added any tone to it or anything, but it's pretty much ready. It's really cool, right? And then we can add in here, we can add in this sort of these wheels. I'm going to dab this here. I'm just going to go in here and darken this off just a little bit more. But you can see these wheels. I want to just see a tad of the wheel here. Come down here, maybe give myself some bolts. I'm going to pick off of this idea here on the front wheel there. The same vibe. And again, I'm not trying to draw perfect ellipses. I just want to sketch this thing and doodle it. And when I can get these nice drawings, these nice I don't care drawings, I think those are the coolest drawings in the world. And right there, you can see this thing really come together. Then, if I really wanted to sort of pursue this a little bit further, I'll take this drawing any day. This drawing is feeling really cool. Again, this stuff takes some time to pull off, but my main goal for you is to just see it done and figure out like what's your way, right? It's like Andre the Giant in The Princess Bride. He'd say, you know, hit him with the rock, but before he said that, he said, hit him in your way. And he goes, what's my way? So he's trying to figure out what his way is, and that's really your job, is to figure out what is your way. And for me, I'm working on these things, really trying to get and draw in a specific way. And I want to draw really cool and honestly. You can see if I just were to really go into this thing and really get some rust going on here. That's cool, right? So I hope that's helpful. I think it is. Long live the exaggeration, right? I might pull off one more.